is I, John Reagan, the uncommon voice for the common man, coming to you today live from Shadyside, Ohio, home of our illustrious Governor Ted Same-Sex Strickland. And I have 5 words for a man that I admire, and that man's name is General David Petraeus. Please, shut the hell up. That's right. Now, I understand what you're trying to say. You don't want this nutjob preacher, Cherry Jones, of something called the Dove World Outreach Center of Gainesville, Florida. Dove World Outreach Center. Boy, I tell you what, if that isn't an oxymoron, I don't know what is. But this nutjob, and that's right, he's nothing but a damn nutjob, wants to burn the Korans on September 11th. Now, you and I understand that's wrong. And I understand what you're trying to say when you stepped into it and said that he shouldn't do it. Quote, even the rumor that it might take place to spark demonstrations such as the one that took place in Kabul yesterday. Were the actual burning to take place, the safety of our soldiers and civilians would be put in jeopardy and the accomplishment of our mission would be made more difficult, end quote. And you are exactly right about that. And I understand that as a commander in the field, you are responsible for the lives and safety of our brave men and women that are fighting this war. And I know why you did it, and in a way, I agree with you. But, with that being said, you still should shut the hell up. If you're going to say anything, why don't you tell these people in the Muslim world about this little thing that we have in this country known as the Constitution of the United States of America, and that freedom of speech is a paramount issue that goes on here. There is absolutely no difference between this nut job burning the Koran than there is of this nut job imam putting his mosque at ground zero. People like me fully understand that the imam has the constitutional right to build his damn mosque wherever he wants to, because we have freedom of religion in this country guaranteed by the Constitution. Now, I understand that he has the constitutional right to put it there, but it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right, and he shouldn't do it. And people like me have the right to ask him not to do it, and we have the right to protest that he is doing it, because, believe it or not, that's guaranteed under the Constitution as well. Now, I don't want this nut job burning the Koran. I think it's a bad idea, and I admire you for standing tall for your troops. But the simple fact of the matter is, he has the constitutional right to do it, and you cannot apply the Constitution in certain circumstances and ignore it in other circumstances. You are paid to protect and defend that Constitution, and that's what the hell you should do instead of stepping inside a big mess and making it even worse. Kind of like what President Obama did with this ground zero mosque. But that being said, I'm on a quandary because I understand what you're trying to do to protect the troops. But then again, why don't you tell these people about the Constitution and explain to them what freedom of religion, freedom of press, and freedom of speech is all about? That's what you should have done, but you didn't do it. You just decided to throw this guy under the bus and to hell with the Constitution. And I think it was wrong, even though I know why you did it. Now, I am going to tell you something about the Constitution that actually makes some sense, and that is my buddy, Glenn Beck. That's right, Glenn Beck. During the Times Square bomber incident, when that guy was arrested, Glenn Beck was one of the few people on our side of the aisle that stood tall for that guy's constitutional rights, because he understands, as I do, that you can't apply the Constitution piecemeal. You can't do it. That guy, the Times Square bomber suspect, was granted rights under the Constitution, and it doesn't make a damn bit of difference if he married an American woman to get those rights. He's granted those rights under the Constitution, and those rights are the rights that this man should get. Beck understands this, and I understand it too. And I'm going to tell you something else about this 14th Amendment deal. These people that have children that are born in this country that may be illegals, and they have their children here, those children are instantaneously citizens of this great nation, because the Constitution says that. And that's just all there is to it. Now, if you want to change the 14th Amendment, as I think you should do, that's fine. But until that Constitution stands, and that's just all there is to it. Even though I don't agree with it, I can still tell you that that's the Constitution, and there's no debating it. You want to change it? The states have to ratify it, then change the damn thing. But until then, that's the law of the land, and that's all there is to it. And it applies to this nut job in Florida that wants to burn the Koran. It applies to citizens that are born in this country of illegal aliens. And it applies to General David Petraeus. And it applies to the imam that wants to build the mosque at Ground Zero. It applies to everyone, or it means nothing. Until next time, this is your favorite Islamo-homophobiac, unless this pastor in Florida is now, saying this to you now. When news breaks out, my tirades break in. Until next time, over and